The outgoing Edo State Governor, Godwin Obaseki, stated his willingness to cooperate with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission after his tenure, expressing confidence in his clean record. Now, he was speaking at the Edo Best National Results Sharing Session in Abuja. Obaseki highlighted significant achievements, particularly in the education sector. You know, he dismissed concerns over opposition that was generated petition and potential political persecution, emphasizing that he is unafraid and ready to submit to the EFCC if required. Obaseki pointed out his administration's focus on meaningful reforms, including enrolling over 400,000 children in school and launching practical training programs in technical colleges to equip students with skills for self-sufficiency. In other words, he was blowing his trumpet. He criticized opponents as bitter and envious and stressed the importance of leaders prioritizing public welfare over personal interest. Additionally, Obaseki opposed handing unity schools over to states, suggesting that they be managed by those capable of meeting global education standards. And he advocated for elite media merit-based schools that foster exceptional talent, drawing inspiration from India's model, where unity schools graduates lead global companies. And he concluded that the priority should be the quality of output and not the ownership. It doesn't matter who owns unity schools. The important part of it is that the children should be well equipped to what they need, the knowledge and practical skills that they need to meet global practice. All right, Loveday, a lot was mentioned here, down from his bragging, or should I say bragging rights now, where he was blowing his trumpets about some of his achievements while he was still governor, and the fact that no matter what the opposition says, he can face the EFCC.
Yeah, I think that's, for me, I want to commend Obaseki for his boldness and the kind of confidence that he's demonstrating. That's why we always advocate for public office holders to always know that a day will come. After transition, you may be called upon to come and render an account of stewardship, or a particular government may decide to probe into what you have done. So his level of confidence is quite commendable. That means he has record, he's sure of what he has done and what he can do. Is
there any political holder, office holder, that is not confident?
Of course, you know.
Even the ones that were caught committing crime, they are confident. Have you seen anyone that's not confident in front of the camera?
Yeah, from the tune of Obaseki's statement, you discover that there is no iota of, based from my own assessment, now there is no iota of fear, no iota of intimidation, unlike others that will start, raising alarm, calling for different people, different groups to come and intervene, that they are witch hunting them and all of that. But Obaseki is, offering himself. He's ready to answer the call whenever it's being done. So that is how it should be. Once you lead, without any form of skeleton or cockroach, like I will always say, in your cupboard, then you don't have any reason to fear. And the only person that can boldly stand like he's standing now is someone that has led or that is leading with a mindset that tomorrow I can be called upon. The office I'm occupying is not a permanent office, it's not my personal office, it's the people's office. I'm only privileged to serve in that capacity. So whatever I'm doing, whenever I'm being called upon, I should be able to also answer my people. So for me, there's nothing to worry about or to be scared about from Obaseki's
statement. Okay, let's go to the Unity School now. The part where he talks about the ownership of the Unity School and the recommendations of it being owned by private individuals or the government.
Yeah, trying to hand over or advocate or suggest that the government should manage the Unity School, for me, I don't subscribe to that.
Why?
A little, it doesn't call for a very tedious or elongated analysis or a very difficult thing to assess, because from what we're already seeing in the government-owned schools and institutions, you can also attest, to the fact that once Unity School is being allowed to be managed by the government, the story, we are not going to achieve anything different from what we're already seeing. So for me, I subscribe to the opinion or philosophy of, people that are well-to-do, philanthropies, organizations that understands the concept of Unity School and that have flair or passion for education to manage it. And of course, unity, just like the name implies, shouldn't be a government thing. Once it's a government thing, where is the unity coming from? It will be politicized at the end of the day. And then those that are supposed to benefit from the concept of that Unity School maybe politically, moved aside. And then by so doing, the core essence or the purpose or the objective of the Unity School has already been defeated. So for me, the Unity School should be a collaborative thing. It should be a partnership stuff. The government will have some percentage. The public, the private sector will also have, some percentage, so that those that are supposed to be beneficiaries of the Unity School will be targeted and then will benefit accordingly.
It beats my imagination each time people say if something is handled by the government, it will not be handled well. It's better for private individuals to handle it. And we see it playing out in the petroleum sector. It's very funny that we have a private individual who was able to set up a refinery that is already functional within that short period of time. And for us, it has been years for us to fix our refinery. Why is that usually the case? Talking about them politicizing it, is politics not supposed to be something that would be beneficial to the people? Definitely,
that's how it should be. But experience has a lot to do when it comes to one's perception and conviction. Over the years, in Nigeria, we have seen politics to be a thing of, permit me to use the word, a kind of foul play, kind of that is full of, trickery, manipulations, and all of that. That's an average Nigerian. That's where we look at politics. But politics is not supposed to be all about that. Even if at some point there will be some form of manipulation, but the manipulation should be geared towards advancing the status or the status quo, improving on the livelihood. So when you're bringing in manipulation, that manipulation should be on the positive aspect, in quote, and not on the negative. But what we see in our system is a kind of politics that, downgrade the people's interests, turn down the people's opinion, and then they sit at the top there, comes up with policies and resolve, and then impose it. Let me use that word, impose it on the people. So you don't have any choice. You just accept.
But some other times it's the people. It's the people that are in charge of these facilities or institutions that are usually not doing their jobs.
Sure.
And these people are individuals. Because when we say private individual, it seems like it's a god.
They will come from
they
are now coming from heaven.
These are still people working with the government, not carrying out their responsibilities.
Yeah, you see, that's the lacuna when you now analyze Nigerian governance or governance in Nigeria. Once an individual enters into a public office like government, an individual handling a government portfolio, they see it as it is our turn. This is the nation's money. It's not my own. So we need to look at for people that are highly patriotic. Patriotism has a major role to play here. Once you assign a responsibility to an individual that sees public office as an opportunity for him to collect, to take part of his own share of the national cake, there is no how the actual thing can be done. Just like you said, permit me to use the medical sector as a case. We have heard of course, I've also experienced. We have heard of situations, we have seen cases where doctors employing government, engage in government hospitals, have their own private facilities running and functioning effectively more than that of the government. Now, some of the facilities, they are supposed to even recommend to the government and follow up, ensure that the government sets up those facilities in the government hospitals. They will not. They will just say it passively, but they make those facilities, whatever it will take them to make it available in their private hospital, they will do that. Now, once you come to the government hospital, technically, they will refer you to some of those private hospitals, not knowing that is also there. So, like you said, it's an individual thing, but the problem is the government now. Now, the government is not actually checkmating. So, even the head sees himself as somebody that has been given an opportunity to also share from that national take. So patriotism is a very key thing. It's not a good thing for us as a country, but over time we have seen these things play out. So talking about the Unity School, except Nigeria will change tomorrow.
Right.
Except the philosophies of our leaders will change on how they manage public institutions and all of that. Otherwise, I don't think handing over the unity school to government will do us any good.